Hello folks, welcome to the today edition of tutorial number 1. We're about to show you what we call After Effects. What is After Effects? After Effects is just a composition that you can bring or gather layers together to produce a visual background, or simply you can call it visual genre. So what I'm about to show you now is what I call 3D room in After Effects. So if you don't have After Effects, just go ahead and launch, install one on your system, and let's get started. First, you open your After Effects. Sometimes, depending on your graphics card, depending on your memory, depending on your RAM, After Effects can take time to launch. So if you don't have a good hybrid system, I recommend you go and look for one. Get a good system that can enable you to, do After Effects freely on what we call real time. As you can see, this one is taking time to launch depending on the plugins that I loaded in my After Effects. First, you need After Effects. Second, you needed a plugins that you will use to do visual effects. Like me, David Ejibe, I started 1999 with Video Copilot. Andrew Kramer is the man that's taught almost all the visual effects compositors how to do visual effects. Now, let me teach you one thing about After Effects. Sometimes you open After Effects and you will see this. Once you see this, some people will see this and they say, what is this? Where will I start? Where will I begin? I want to tell you that you can do it. Yes, you can. If you have a passion for visual effects. First, I will go to this composition. Composition simply means you want to create a composition that will fit in your video. Maybe you shoot 720, no one shoot 720p these days. Maybe you shoot 1920. 1920 is a resolution. Where can you find resolution? Where can you set up your resolution? Is by going to this composition, then you click new composition. From this composition you can see a whole bunch of presets. They have a whole bunch of presets that you can use depending on what you shoot. You can shoot 4K, you can shoot 2K, you can shoot full HD, but now I am using 1920 by 1080p. I'll just click OK. Wow. Here is it. Now I want to create something, a 3D room. First of all, I will go to Layer, New, Solid. I will now change it to any color. You can change any color here. I will click OK. Then let me make this layer 3D, because as you can see, it's not moving. It's moving on the 2D position. It's moving on a 2D position. So now I'm about to set this layer to 3D. So what I do is I will toggle this switch, is this cube, this little icon here. I will toggle it. You will see this. What we'll call this is Gizmo. X. You see X, Y, and Z. So what is Gizmo? Gizmo is simply means what you can use to move 3D effects freely. See, X go in, out, Z, in and out, Z, Z, in and out, then, X, like this, then Y, up and down, up and down. Cool. Now, how do we create the 3D room? First, we now go to effects, we go to noise and grain, and we click fractal noise. We click fractal noise. Fractal noise is just like a kind of marbles, or you call it floor in After Effects. You can use this fractal noise to do a lot of things in After Effects. First of all, what you do is you go to this rotation tool, or you can simply click W. Then you use this rotation tool to rotate this layer, and you move it like this. Then you duplicate it. We can duplicate it by going here, edit, duplicate. You put it the other side. You go another one, edit, duplicate. You put it center, then you turn it to X, yeah. Then you make your floor. Then another one, you can simply click Ctrl D to duplicate. Then you go up. As you can see it, we just made 3D room, but not complete. Then you duplicate again and bring it down. This is our background, our back floor. Then on the ZSS, I will put it. Wow. Then another thing is to add a camera. Layer new camera. You choose, depending on the lens, you fix your camera. But here I am using 35mm, and I press OK. As you can see, we have camera on this. You see, we can now rotate this 3D room in a 3D world. Wow. Then you can easily name all these things by double click on each and every one of them and said side wall, this, enter, left side wall, this, enter, we call it floor, this, enter, you call it ceiling, this, enter, you call it back wall. Now let us add lights on our scene. From layer new lights, change the color to whatever you like. Then let me use red. Then you can use spotlights, or let me use ambient lights. Yeah, ambient lights. I can go here and layers, light settings, and change it from ambient to spot. This is spotlights. You can move this light anyhow you want. Let me change the color of the lights to something white. Yes. Can now move the light however I want. Good. Now, as you can see, this camera dolly track roll, as you can see, our 3D room is not, big enough. So what we do is, let me correct this by going to floor and drag it out. Good. Now we want to make this 3D room like infinity passage, a long passage. First of all, let me correct the ceiling. Good. So how do we make this 3D room a long passage? There's a preset we call motion tile. Tiles. This is the motion tiles from Stylize. You get the motion tile and put it here. Then the width, you give it 500, height 500, width 500. Bam. So what I do is I'll now copy the effects by clicking edit, copy, or simply Ctrl C to copy. Then I'll now highlight the remaining one by holding Ctrl, click all of them, and I said edit and paste. Then when I use my camera, you will see we have a long passage. Good. So first of all, I can click C to toggle, C to change camera positions, C, can you see, to do all the camera movements. So now let us add 3D text on this our 3D room. So what do? First, you save your project. You call it 3D room tutorial. Enter. Then we pick our text to click anywhere and write. Let me choose my master's company, Video Copilot. Wow, we are proud of Video Copilot. He made us who we are. Then this Video Copilot is on a 2D. It's not a 3D test for now, until I now click this 3D switch to toggle. Now I made it 3D. You see, can now make it a 3D test. You see, it's now a 3D test. Now reduce it. I'm just trying to be, I'm not trying to be organized this time around. But next tutorial, I will move you guys to another level, because I learned a lot from Video Copilot. Now, let us bring this test up a little bit. Good. Now, what will I do? I don't want to add this test element 3D for now. No, I just want to leave it like this. Now let us animate our camera. We click on our camera by bringing this from beginning and click P on your keyboard and toggle on the switch, that's a keyframe. Then you move forward. You pick your dolly, move close, then you move forward, then you dolly out. You see? Then you click C, rotation 2, and rotate it. You see? You now click C and move inward, back. Now we have made our first animation. As you can see, mine is taking time to review depending on the kind of system I'm using. We just made our first After Effects tutorial that we called 3D Room. Now let me show you how to render your 3D objects so that you can use it to Adobe Premiere. Let me play this back. Okay, let me bring these keyframes close. Now press here, press N, then set trim to work area. So how do I render this animation? First of all, I'll go to full resolution, then I will play for some time, then I'll stop it. Then I'll go to composition, add to render queue, then from output model you go to lossless, click lossless, change it to any format. For me, I use QuickTime. Okay, now here output to, where do I want to save it? I said I want to save it on my desktop. I call it 3D room tests and said save. Then I'll now fire render. Once it is done, you will hear a sound. That means your 3D room is ready for you to make use of it. Remember, I forgot to put that the light I just created. But first of all, let me show you how you can render your output so that you can use it for maybe movie, maybe adverts. You can use it for anything you want. We have to wait until the render is done. As you can see, depending on how you want to make your own animation, as you can see, the animation is acting the way I commanded it to act. As you can see, my camera, I pound it and I dolly it back in, all the way from the test back to the camera. just wait. Video co-pilots has made a lot of guys rich, millionaires overnight. Video co-pilots taught us so many things about visual effects, camera projection, camera movement, taught us about After Effects. Video co-pilots. This is where we all started, and we never pay a dime to Andrew Kramer. That is why so many guys, so many animators have made up their. You hear the sound. That means it is done. We forgot about these lights, but let us forget about it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. My name is David Ejibe. I will see you next time.